was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So Underdog isn't stopping there. New customers also get a gimme pick. So CJ Stroud just needs 1 yard for that pick to hit. Underdog is available in most states, including Florida, California, and Texas, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, hit that subscribe button, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam, and today we are joined with our analyst Michael Irvin.
Mike, what's good? Killa, what's going on?
What's good, bro? How y'all?
Chilling, man. I see all y'all got y'all educated glasses on.
Hey, you know, I wear glasses all the time. But Cam, I do like that look, Cam. That's dig it. That's that old, you know, you don't always want to look like a thug. Sometimes you want to just fake people out, like, you know, like you just a good scholar. You know, Cam looks like a scholar.
I actually wear glasses a lot. When we first started the show, Mace was wearing glasses, so I didn't want to wear my glasses all the time. I didn't want to have the same look. I don't like looking like people. That's not my thing.
So they don't call you twin. That's why I didn't wear my glasses today. I kind of felt it.
I had a feeling everybody's going to wear glasses.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Obviously,
Mace,
I was right.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Mace, I see that black and white you got on that sweater. I know you trying to pull off because I had that black and white on a couple of days ago. That same thing when you tried to call me out. I like that look. I like that look, man. All right there, you know.
Mike is actually brown. Look. It's actually chocolate and white, Mike. But good try. Okay,
dark brown. I like it even more. Dark brown. It's right for this season.
Okay.
It's right for the season.
A mocha. We like to see it. And also just quick thing about the glasses thing. It's funny because I don't know if you guys need them or don't. I don't even need glasses. I literally have 20/20 vision, but I just wear them for fashion.
You have 20/20 Stat? Yeah. You can see all the way?
I can see perfectly fine. People are like, oh, your glasses are cute. I'm like, yeah, they're not. They're blue light lenses. They're not.
You're not nearsighted or farsighted.
My vision is like perfect. I can see very well. But just for fun, it's fashion.
Mike, are you nearsighted or farsighted?
No, I'm far. I can see far. I got problems seeing these small words on paper. So what I have is my medicine is down low. So when I'm looking down, I can see. But when I'm looking out or reading a prompt or anything, there's no medicine in the glasses there.
Okay, so that kind of explains it. You can't see things when they're right there in front of your face.
Ooh. He's gonna use that.
Don't even try that one.
Use that.
That's pretty good, though, man. You know, don't try to use that, man. Don't even try that, man.
He definitely will.
Yeah, he tried it.
Right. Okay, so let's get into our predictions first. So tonight, the Bills will play the Texans. CJ Stroud remains in concussion protocol. So, Mike, do you think the Texans can come out victorious, or is this the Bills' game?
It's a long shot for the Texans to come out victorious. Even though you got to give them credit, this will be the third game in a row that Davis Mills start, and he's been winning and putting up some points. At least 2 games ago, he put up some pretty good points. But I thought Buffalo found their groove last week, playing against Tampa, putting up 44 points, and Josh Allen putting up 3 each way, 6 touchdowns, 3 by run, 3 by air. I thought they kind of found their groove, and I think they'll take care the Texans pretty good.
Yes, to Mike's credit, I don't think that the Texans would have won if they had C.J. Stroud. I will go on the record of that. I just think, like Mike said, that the Bills right now are playing really strong, and Josh Allen is looking like he's having a MVP season, and I don't think they would have beat them again with C.J. Stroud. So to not have him present, even though the backup is playing really good at QB2, becoming QB1, they don't have enough to beat. In my personal opinion, they don't have enough to beat the Bills.
Yeah, I agree with everybody. Texans haven't looked good in the last couple years. You know, we was really big on C.J. Stroud his rookie year. We thought he was going to be one of these players that may turn into an elite quarterback. Not saying he still can't, but we thought it was going to be kind of faster than the process that's going now. And not just that, Texans haven't been balling this season at all, like May said, with or without C.J. Stroud. And Buffalo definitely looked good last week, and I know that Buffalo needs to win to try and stay close to the Patriots, so I'm going with Buffalo to win this game.
All right. Now let's get into our underdog pick. So we obviously know the game is tonight. Underdog has Josh Allen at 226.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
226?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going higher.
Cam?
Yeah, I'm going to go higher as well.
Okay, James Cook is at 73.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Yeah, lower.
Okay, and Nico Collins is at 74.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Higher.
It's a good one. I'm going to go higher as well.
Okay.
They're going to need it.
Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So we've been seeing a lot of teams that we didn't expect to be at the top. So between the Panthers, Colts, Patriots, and Bears, Mike, which of these teams have surprised you the most this season with how well they've played?
And I love this question because both of these four teams are here, and a lot of people, like you said, didn't believe or expect these teams to be here. But when I look at them, like the Colts, they had some things, some talent. They just needed that quarterback, and you know they're doing better than anybody thought because Daniel Jones is playing better. The Bears, you got a first pick quarterback over there. You just got a brilliant offensive coordinator, so you expected them to do some things this year. I'm shocked at the Panthers. Really shocked to see what the Panthers are doing right now. But the number one team that you got to be most surprised about are the Patriots. I mean, this team and the way they're playing with Drake May at quarterback. I mean, this has been an incredible year for me. Right now, you can give Mike Vrabel the Coach of the Year award right now. I don't care what the rest of the season is like. But what he's done with the Pats, I'm most surprised that the Pats are where they are.
If I had to go on the record and say which team I'm most surprised by, I would have to say the Carolina Panthers because just last year I think they were selling the tickets for 50 cents, $1. Like they was basically giving the tickets away, begging people to come to the games, and now here they are playing at a much higher level. And I would say they will be number one for me. The number two team that I wrote down, that will be my second team, is the Indiana Colts because, like he said, they had all of the pieces, but we were just not sure about the quarterback position. And when you don't have a QB1 playing well, it's kind of hard to win in the National Football League. So those will be my two teams that I'm greatly surprised. And I must go on the record and say I'm also surprised that the Chiefs are not playing as well as they should be playing. This is an absolute surprise. It's not a heartbreak yet, as long as they could turn it around in this latter part of the season.
Well, growth. That's growth.
Look at somebody telling the truth. Wow.
Right. Oh,
fucking amazing, man. Word, man. Look at somebody finally telling the truth. I don't know where that came from. Amazing, man. Welcome, Mace. The door been open for a while. We all been waiting for you to come inside. Pause.
Maybe because I had my fingers like you be putting your fingers when you tell the truth. That's how I know when Cam is telling the truth. He put his fingers like this. He's ready to tell the truth. So great observation.
So I'm glad you're observing the posture, man. But to answer the question, I was going to go with the Carolina Panthers as well. Like May said, we was making a lot of fun of them last year, how he's almost giving tickets away. But then when I looked at this question was going to be asked, and I looked at it, I didn't know that the Carolina Panthers actually had a better record than the New England Patriots last year by a game.
Right.
So to agree with Mike, I'm going to have to go with Mike because we're so used for the Patriots to do well that sometimes even when they're not doing well, we figure maybe they won 6-7 games last year. Maybe they won 8 games. They actually only won 4 games last year, and Carolina won 5. So when I seen this on the list of questions, I went to everybody's record, went to see what they did last year. So I'm going to have to agree with Mike on this particular one, even though my original answer before I did the due diligence was the Carolina Panthers. But damn, the Patriots been stinking it up for a few years now. Now, we know they wasn't what they was since Tom Brady left, but I didn't know that they was that bad. It's kind of like the San Antonio Spurs. When they wasn't winning after, the key players left, Ginobili, Tim Duncan, the rest of the crew, some type of way, Greg Popovich still was getting them to the playoffs. And you're like, well, that's my team. So I'm like, yo, I ain't asking y'all to tank, but god damn, man, Greg Popovich always made it to the playoffs some type of way. 4 or 5 seasons after these guys left. It's just been the last 2-3 years that they haven't been going to play, maybe 4. And I was thinking about that, about Bill Belichick, and I'm like, yo, they still been all right, but they haven't been all right for a long time. So I'm going to agree with Mike on this and say the most surprising from the turnaround since last year is the Patriots.
Yeah, and what are you guys, why nobody picked the Broncos? They're 9-2 as well.
Well, the Broncos is a good answer too, but just out of the ones that I listed, that's why I was like curious because these are the ones I've been stirring up a lot of conversation. But obviously, that's not a bad take either. Okay, so even though he's not playing on the field, he's gonna find a way to make the headlines. So Scatterboo was seen attending WWE Raw at Madison Square Garden along with teammates Abdul Carter and Roy Robertson Harris. He was in a bit where he shoved a wrestler and they sort of did a back and forth, did a little brawl. But if you guys remember, Scatterboo is on injury recovery. So after seeing that clip and then seeing kind of what happened, Mike, what's your opinion on his participation in this during the season, even though he isn't playing? But what are your thoughts?
Scatterboo's been scattering about New York. And collecting some of those packs on the back. I saw him Saturday night at the UFC fight, so I was in New York. I was like, man, I guess, hey, were you king of New York? You gotta go and be king of New York. I ain't got no issue with that, man. I think, honestly, I think what he does is really, he makes the fan base hype. They got them a little superstar running back who has personality. I like to say he got a little junk in his trunk. I mean, he's some brothers. Got some brothers around somewhere.
Mike, what?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, yeah, Scatterboo out everywhere. But Scatterboo gonna be big, dog. I promise y'all. If he heals correctly, because that was a pretty serious injury. But if he heals correctly, yeah. And I don't have a problem with that. Not in today's game, because today is not just about football anymore. It's about your individual brands and all of this stuff. And Scatterboo is making a brand for himself. So I don't have an issue with him getting out. He didn't put himself in harm's way. Wait, did y'all see also when that little skit with Carter? You can tell that's one of the most cock-strong old country dudes, right? Abdul Carter. Because he had to push somebody in that little skit they did.
Mike, it's called acting, Mike.
Dude. Now, but you can tell when somebody's so strong and they push you with a force. I believe he pushed them harder than they acted or they wanted him to, because they just went out the picture. I said, that's a strong dude right there. But I'm happy for Scatterboo. I like it.
Yes, when it comes to Scatterboo and him paying it paying his respect to the WWE, so many of us who grew up on WrestleMania and things of that nature, I look at it like he's just enjoying himself, as well as you know, when people are injured, sometimes to sit at home could be the worst thing that you do because your thoughts can get lower, your mental can begin to be compromised. And I think him getting out as well as growing his brand at the same time while he's injured is a great thing to do. And if he, like you said, if he's gonna grow in that market of New York, he got to go out and do other things. So I'm all for it, long as he doesn't get hurt while he's out. But if he gets hurt while he's out, this whole narrative changes. Like, what are you doing? Why was you there? you know, this could change really fast. So while you out there, really protect yourself, Scatterboo. And we're looking forward to you recovering really soon and having a phenomenal career.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys' take. Yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? I agree with both of you guys' take. My thing is this. I just want to say it's two things. I want to give Cam Scatterboo publicists a lot of credit, and not just his publicist, playing in the New York market is really a big deal. Because they, you know, first of all, his name is Cam, right? We'll start there. We'll just start with that. And Scatterboo is kind of a catchy name. You know what I'm saying? But why the fuck, you know, and just me, whatever, I don't care about New York fans or getting mad, whatever. This is what it's talking about. When you got a catchy name, you live in the New York market, you get a lot of praise. Cam Scatterboo played 8 NFL games in his career. And niggas be talking about this nigga like he miniature Emmett or something. Like his name gets brought up too much for him not to done as much shit that people think he's done. He played 8 NFL games in his life. Yo, Scatterboo's here, Scatterboo's there. Yo, you see Scatterboo? He rushed for 22 yards last game. You know I'm exaggerating. But they making a big deal. But that gives credit for being in the New York market and having a great publicist. Because it's a lot of Cam Scatterboo talk, and I don't really know what he's accomplished for him to get this much recognition. But I ain't gonna rain on his parade. Congratulations, but you haven't done anything to be getting this much credit. So I want to give his publicist and playing in the New York market a lot of credit. A lot of Cam Scatterboo talk. What's the accomplishments, football-wise?
But you got to give him his props. The way he played those 8 games is not just
not Mike.
But the way he played, you know what I mean, Cam? He played with that fiery stuff that New Yorkers like, that spunk, that stuff that New Yorkers like. So, and I know it's only 8 games, and you're right. But that dude got talent.
Yo, Mike, how many wins do Cam Scatterboo got?
Well, they don't give running backs wins like that.
But how many wins does he have, Mike? You're an expert. You should know this.
But what are you saying? Cam Scatterboo doesn't have any wins. The team takes on the wins. We don't count wins for running back. So
how many wins does the team have, Mike?
He doesn't have any wins. If you ask me to answer the question, he doesn't have any wins.
What I'm saying is this, man. He's not making that much of a difference to help the team win. And I know it's a team sport, Mike. We know that football is the biggest team sport in America. I'm not taking away from that knowledge. I understand that. But you're acting like it's that much a difference into making this team win or changing the outcome of a game. Of course he has fiery stuff. Look, Jameis Winston is fiery. When he talks a good one, he's before the game, he's motivational. He's on the sideline clapping, all this shit. You said it too, Mike. Very fiery. Is that equal out to changing the outcome of a game? No, Jameis Winston and Mason, like I said, you wasn't here. I hate to give you the credit, like I said the other day. Jameis Winston threw an interception to end the game against last weekend. The very last play of the game, he threw an interception, and it ended the game. But he's fiery, Mike. He's motivational. He's motivational, inspirational, fiery.
Yes, Mike. The last person to have this kind of impact with this less of many games. It was Kyrie down in Duke. I remember Kyrie played like 4 games, and they were already like, "Yo, he's gonna be the number 1 pick." He only played 4 games, but that was a phenomenal 4 games or 3, whatever it was, before he got injured. And Scatterboo is not producing on that level. It's a big market, Killer, just like you said.
Listen, I ain't hating on
Are y'all trying to backdoor this conversation? What are you trying to say? We're talking so much about Scatterboo because he's a white running back. Is that the backdoor in this conversation right here?
You said it.
Well, okay.
The ice is colder.
I'm discerning the conversation. It's not that I'm making a statement about it. I'm trying to decipher it and figure out.
Well, listen, Mike, listen. Go ahead.
Mike, is white ice cola or black ice?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm with you. Listen,
my thing is this. The question is, would it be a problem if, do we have a problem with Scatterboo going to the WWE? So I'm not escaping the conversation, Mike. I'm just giving my opinion on why it's this much talk about Scatterboo. I gave a little more context. I said I agree with the initial statement that you and Murder said. I definitely agree with it, but what I'm saying is this. If this was Ashton Genty, would we be making a big deal? Like you said, he's in the market, he's white in the market, and he's fiery. I agree with everything that you're talking about. But what I'm not disagreeing with what you're talking about football-wise. But what has he accomplished? This goes to, like, you got to realize, Mike, I don't know who your publicist is or who gets you everywhere you go. Mike, you're 19 places a week. You're on TV every time I turn on the motherfucking TV. You're at a Miami game. You're at a Dallas game. You're at you're at UFC. You're everywhere, Mike. This is what I'm saying. Right. Visibility counts. So I'm giving his publicist credit, but now you're taking it to a football situation. And if we want to go to a football situation, you're not going to change the fact that he played 8 games and he's part of a team. And he's part of a team that won 2 of the 8 games or 7 games before he got out of 8 games before he got out of there, or 3 games, however many games they won. But the point being is, you can't, Mike, whatever you're saying, I'm only spilling the facts. It's not anything I said was a fact.
Everything. But we both are factual. We both are very factual.
Here we go.
Here you go with your unilateral truth, Mike.
He has people excited, man. Him, Malik, neighbors, So yeah, I think he's done some things, man. I like his style. I like what he presents. Every team is looking for a triplet. So New York is saying when they get healthy, we have our triplets. We have our quarterback, we have our number 1 receiver, and our number 1 running back. And they are about the same age. I'm telling you, New York could have something in a few years.
Mike, let me ask you one last question before we move on. You ever heard of the Great White Hope?
Oh yeah, love the show, Great White Hope. Yeah.
No, it's just the slogan.
Yeah, I know. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Hey.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I was trying to pull out of y'all. Go ahead and say it. Oh, go ahead and say it. That's why I was saying, y'all trying to say that they're building him up as the Great White Hope. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't got no issue with that. I like that. You know what I mean? I think he is. I'm telling you, he is that for them.
Listen, who's been more productive? And now let me change that question. Coming into this season, and I know I'm switching sports real quick. Coming into this season, who was the most talked about player before the season started coming into the NBA season?
Wonder, right? Oh, Cooper Flag? This season?
Yeah, Cooper Flag.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cooper Flag. Who flag?
So again, is the ice cola, Mike?
That's all we saying, Mike.
Is it frozen when it's black ice?
That's all we
But
saying, Mike.
what I'm saying also, though, is you got to measure a man on distance travel. Cooper Flag had come in with all of this hype. Scatterboo, nobody was talking about Scatterboo. And he jumped on the scene and making you know his name. We're having a whole conversation about him. So he's obviously done something. You see what I mean?
He got a good publicist.
Yeah, he picked a great publicist, Mike. That's what he's trying to tell you.
That's what I'm telling you.
Hey, Scatterboo plays pretty good football when he was playing. He plays pretty good. They just say win enough games. I get it.
Yeah, for this, I'm actually going to use Mace's quote. Two things can be true at the same time.
I knew you was going to say that.
It's the truth. He could have a good publicist, but at the same time, like for him to be on our radar and done what he's done, I know it's only 2 wins with the Giants. It's like there's something there.
That's what a good publicist does, is put you on the radar.
But he got to have some part of that too. But this is where we agree to disagree.
No.
You and Cam are on the same accord. Me and Mike are on the same accord.
Everybody in here believes that a good publicist puts you on the radar. That's the part of their job, public relations.
The literal description.
I agree.
True. Before we move on, I just wanted to bring this up because you guys are all in the same accord, but actually him being at WWE, it's kind of like half and half reaction. Some people feel like it doesn't make sense for him to be there, even though some people agree with him having a good time. Former safety TJ Ward said, this is how you make sure you have a short NFL career. And then Scatterboo ended up making a tweet. It wasn't directly in response, but I think just outwardly to everybody who had issues with him being there. And I'm going to read some of it. He said, honestly, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while dealing with a tough time, then just go ahead and unfollow me and casually move on. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life. So I'm doing things outside the box, trying to find stuff to keep me happy. So, Mike, do you have any thoughts on what TJ Ward had to say about Scatterboo having a short NFL career and then Scatterboo's response?
Yeah, I do have a hell of a thought on it. And I'm with what May said. May made me think about it when he brought it up. And Scatterboo was echoing it. I'm telling you guys, I remember going through my first ACL injury. Second year in the league, never been hurt before in my life. And I went in there, man, and I was thinking it was going to be one thing. I would walk right out of here, handle it like a man, and I did not. And I went into such a depression. I'm telling you, I was so depressed. So when Mace was talking about it, I was like, yeah, I didn't think about that. Man, I'm telling you, you got to get your mind moving. You have to get your mind moving or you're going to get a depression. Like when I woke up, right, the doc told me to lift my leg. I couldn't lift my leg. So, I'm thinking, I ain't never be able to play again. I just shut up in the house. And then he said it. I'm telling you, he's right. Let him get out. Let him get around people, see people. Keep change, like we talk about changing that frequency. Then he goes and work out and get his workout, and he still feel a part of something. But yeah, that's the part. So yeah, I wouldn't even listen to what your other boy talking about because he's not the one in that situation. You can't tell me what's good for my mental. Like I know being hurt and being uninvolved, and I'm active as I am, like I like to be. That will put me in a depression, and I think it will probably do the same thing to him.
That's a great take, and also thanks for sharing that because that's some insight. Okay, so moving on to the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is dealing with an ankle injury, and among 8 Ravens who were not at practice, he also missed the first practice of last week due to knee soreness. Mike, has Lamar Jackson's injuries this season caused concern for you yet, or do you think that they're still fine?
No. Lamar Jackson's injuries cause concern. Oh, yes, indeed. Because you saw what they look like without Lamar Jackson. You see, and that's the scary part. And the only chance they have doing what they need to do and trying to catch Pittsburgh and win that division is he's got to be on the field. They got no other chance if he's not on the football field. So absolutely. I'm concerned about any little thing that Lamar Jackson's going through. He's the MVP.
I think a better question would be, Stat, are y'all concerned? about his injuries, because as long as Lamar Jackson is on that field, it spells trouble for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I would say as a fan, I'm definitely concerned, but the whole Pittsburgh should be more concerned than we are here at It Is What It Is.
I'll go last. Cam.
Pittsburgh hoping that the nigga hurt. They ain't concerned. They like, I hope these niggas hurt. To be honest, look, we talked about this when he first came back, and we were saying that, actually Mace was saying it, that hopefully that he's really 100% ready to come back. And I agree with Mason. I was basically saying, yeah, if he's healthy, come back. But if he's not, rest up, because he's still young, he's still the franchise player, and you still have a lot of years ahead of time. When I hear about this injury, what I think is this. He was probably, and I'm guessing, I have no facts to what I'm talking about, he was probably about maybe 75, 80%, and he seen how terrible the division was. And they was like, look, we got a chance to still win this thing, even though we're 2-5 or whatever their record was when he was decided to come back. And he's like, we could still win this. And maybe he's still not 100, or obviously he's not 100%, but maybe he wasn't even close to 100% when he came back. I just think he sees how weak the division is. Pittsburgh Steelers does not pass the eye test. Of course, we know what the Browns and Cincinnati Bengals are doing. And they said, we have a chance, even with a 75, 80% Lamar Jackson. So if I'm Baltimore, I'm concerned. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm really happy. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll just add, I never want anybody to get hurt. Like, I'm hoping he has speedy recovery, but at the same time,
when people start their slogan off with, I don't never want nobody to get hurt, they happy that somebody gets hurt.
No, we don't want that. I don't ever want anybody to get hurt.
That's like, I got black friends. Whenever somebody started with that, you just can never trust it. He's 100% right. Well, and I hate to agree with him.
It's the truth. Y'all been agreeing a lot all week, and I love that for y'all. But me, I actually don't want him to get hurt. I believe in karma. So once you start putting that out in the atmosphere and stuff, like, that's how things get happening. I'm okay off that. So yes.
But that's how you trying to write a fine print so you don't get the karma. That's what you're doing. You're trying to put it in the atmosphere and be like, I said it, I hope he don't get hurt. But deep down inside, pause, you got some. Guys, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. Guys, say your statement. I don't want to cut you off.
You call it the fine print.
I'm line stepping.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. And I'm in your seat to not playing. You call it the fine print. I call it the truth. That's just how I feel. But yes, right now, Steelers are 6-4. Ravens are 5-5. We play the Bears. And then they talk about Aaron Rodgers. Something's going on with his left wrist, so he should be good to play. But if not, it's Mason Rudolph. I'm not even worried about the Ravens right now because I'm worried about us, okay? We got the Bears next. I want us to win this game. I want to remain at the top of our division. Will that happen? I'm hoping so, but at the end of the day, I'm not really worried about what the Ravens got going on right now because even just the performance of their last game versus the Browns, they ain't look too hot. So I'm just worried about us. Right. I'm just worried about me and mine. Then we'll worry about the Ravens when they get a little bit more closer, even though they right there, we know that, but I'm good right now. So we cool.
Yeah, this was my concern, honestly, for Lamar Jackson was that he came back, like Killa said, 100% because the alignment of the knee and the ankle go hand in hand. So when you don't have that structure there, you end up pulling from another part of your body that normally causes people to get injured. So this is why you got to be 100% when you come back.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss LeBron's season debut. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, to everybody out there that are It Is What It Is fans, we want to thank you guys for all of your support. Stay happy this holiday. Do something good. Enjoy your family. And we love you guys from all of us here at It Is What It Is. God bless you.
I'm just saying, okay. Hey, if you want to put the light on it. DJ, the Dime Life brand is serious. I love that shirt you got on.
Like this, and your bank account is that much, you
say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Rally around him with that, the picture of his daughter sitting on the lap of the LSU player.
So, Will, we happy that you can join us.
Man, thank you for having me on.
Look, I tell you this. Hey, okay, let me tell you like this. I got too much money to be fighting. Ain't got that no more. And we've taken that song a long time and made it our anthem. Parlay Jenkins.
I even put your bullshit ass book up here on my you know what I mean?
Welcome to Start with the Facts.
Welcome back. So we're going to talk some basketball. LeBron James made his season debut the other night against the Jazz, and the Lakers beat them 140-126. Mike, how do you feel about this year 23 version of LeBron James?
First, congrats for having that 23rd year. As they talked about during the broadcast, no one has played as long as LeBron, and we were talking the other day about the money you put into your bodies and we know LeBron spent some money on his body and he's gotten all these years in. Now, LeBron looked great in his debut. He looked fresh. He looked great. He made some beautiful passes, beautiful plays. Then he got a double, something like that. So yeah, but it's a debut. That's always going to be great. I know it's his first game and everybody happy. It's not the first game that we have to watch for LeBron. It's those last games when you get in the playoffs. And because he was fresh. He had great legs and he looked great. And the team looked great. But yeah, when we get deep into that season and then deep into a playoff, that's where you start worried about LeBron and talking about his 23rd year in a different way. Right now, we're congratulating him and uplifting him for doing 23 years. But at the end of that long season, and he can't jump in anymore, we start messing with him about those 23 years. And so, just keeping it all in perspective.
I think it's a phenomenal thing that LeBron has been able to remain at this level for so long and to be able to say you're doing this at a 23rd year. I just pray that this year goes exceptionally well for him, that he performs at a very high level, continue to score like 20 plus points a game, and the Lakers actually win, because that's going to turn into a greater legacy for him. I think right now he's already cemented first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the greatest to ever do it, top, everybody's top 2 or top 5. But I just think that this is a phenomenal feat, and to think that if he plays well this year and continue to play well in this 23rd year, we could be looking at a father with both sons on the same team. This is just a phenomenal thing to think about. And I'm happy for him and his entire family and all of the Laker Nation.
I got a question for Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike, you wasn't on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And Mace said he doesn't count the championship that LeBron James won in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning, Rich Paul put us on a group text, and you didn't respond, Mace.
What did he say?
Paul said, you got the text. You on the group text.
Oh, well, he said, do I count the bubble? Absolutely not.
He said, so now niggas not counting the bubble. Why didn't you respond on the group text? Why did you choose to ignore that?
I thought you was pause. I thought you was just like, pulling my leg. Pause. That's what I'm thinking. Like, here go Cam with another antic. But I'm glad to know that Rich Paul said this on his own, so I could address it. I don't count that. I'm not gonna change what I said for Rich Paul.
But how
Rich Paul is cool.
How do you think I'm pulling an antic if you're on a group text and you see the text come from him and you said this on television yesterday? How do you even relate that to me pulling an antic?
Cause you probably told him this. He probably didn't even watch the show. You probably called him, yo, you heard what May said? I don't know,
I know. I actually did call him. And I think that you discredit our show to say that people aren't watching our show, to be totally honest with you. I think that's really a discredit to what we
I
do
mean,
up
he
here.
probably watched it, but you pointed it out to him. What do you think about what Mace said, you know?
No.
And then he said,
More-
you know Mace be having them wild takes, man. Mace said, and then he goes on to say something else. You remember what OJ said? Mace got a grasp on the obvious. This would be the obvious, that you shouldn't count it.
All I asked you is why you didn't respond. I didn't know he was going to go around the world, but okay. Back to the game. Look, LeBron, I think LeBron is one of the smartest players ever, not just one of the, some people argue he's the best player ever, Michael Jordan. Some people go back to Kareem or Bill Russell, whatever. He's in the conversation. And when I've seen this game, I said LeBron is very smart. You got to realize the Lakers were doing pretty good without him. Austin Reeves had a 40-point game, a 50-point game. Luka's averaging over close to 40 points. And LeBron James came in and said, I want to add on to that. I don't want to disrupt that. He played 30 minutes. He had 12 assists, 11 points, and he only took 7 shots because he knows that it's going to take a team to win this game. To me, my personal opinion, the last few years, he's been trying to give the team to Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis either didn't want it or wasn't healthy enough to be around and take the reins of him from the Lakers. And now he sees somebody in Luka, and not just Luka, he sees somebody in Reeves where they said, okay, I got a couple niggas that I know could go drop 50 points. We know what Luka could do. But when Luka's out, we see Austin Reeves sit there and the games he had 40 and 50, the Lakers actually won. And I think LeBron said, I need to keep this chemistry and add on to it instead of trying to be the man. And what I saw in that game was a very smart player, somebody who's just coming back initially, who doesn't have to score 30 points for them to win because he got some gunners on the team. So congratulations being in your 23rd season, and we'll see what the Lakers do this season.
Yeah, super dope by LeBron.
And that would be great, though. That would be incredible. An incredible storyline, too, is in his 23rd season, as Michael Jordan's number, he goes to win a championship. That would be an incredible storyline.
Yeah. Real quick, because I can't even breeze by the Rich Paul thing because that is just so funny. Because Mace, you knew exactly what the text was, 1, and then 2, you know how he always
he tried to talk about he didn't know what I was talking about.
And then the second thing, sorry, I just have thoughts. Because Sin kind of does that where he's like, there's no way that you guys didn't talk about this before bringing it. But like, you know how we're always like, well, people are always watching. People literally are always like, they can see us. The comments, because the comments call all of us out, whether it be Mace, whether it be me, whether it be Cam, whether it be Mike, whether it be Arabia, like Maurice, like they get all of us. So I just think that is hilarious. But this will be a debate.
But that was no antics. I just seen the text. It was niggas is watching murder. They can see you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm on camera, because that way I don't have to say it twice. I don't know why he felt like I needed to say it twice. Like I didn't mean what I said. We can't count the bubble. Not in Titletown. We could count it in a barbershop, but this ain't the barbershop. This is it is what it is. TV talk, man.
That part.
This is where the truth gets stated.
Let me ask you, Mike, because me and Mace disagree on this. I count the bubble. The bubble championship that the Lakers won. How do you feel about that?
Well, listen, I think winning in a bubble is more difficult than winning all running around, not having a home field advantage and all those things. Play stand, man, ain't no way in the world you could have kept me focused on basketball in this bubble. I would have been trying to I'd have been like your boy that was caught at Magic City trying to get chicken wings.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just, oh my God, y'all know how crazy that must have been. Just from a mental standpoint, that had to be more difficult, and you're not into your routine. So you know what I mean? Now, when you go for a guy like LeBron, we just talked about it. You know how much better it is for a guy like LeBron James if he doesn't have to travel as he gets older and he's able to stay in one place and play that one game and not put the travel on his body. I think that's an advantage for an older guy, but I do count the bubble, and I think that's more difficult to win in those situations. I just think it's more difficult to win in those situations because it's not just about you. You got to keep all them other guys focused and not thinking about legs and breast at the Magic City.
There's two different legs and breasts, but he definitely had a time
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm
them
talking
wings.
about. Yeah. you got out playing off the chicken leg and chicken breast, and right over there. Yeah, inside out.
It was alley-oop. Y'all all just good with words. That's what y'all do. Okay. So got some intake from Michael Porter Jr. So he revealed the Nets front office advised him to steer clear of certain topics during podcast appearances, specifically sensitive subjects like the WNBA, gambling, and his comments about women. So if you guys remember in the offseason, he went on a couple podcasts, had a lot of strong thoughts. We will go over some of those comments in a bit. But he said, for the most part, I'm chilling. I'm not trying to say nothing crazy no more. So Mike, do you find issues with athletes voicing their opinions off the court if that's really how they feel?
Well, I don't know how to say I find issues with it when I do it and do it for a living and all of that stuff, So no, I don't mind you voicing your opinion away from the game, voicing your opinion on other things or in any of these platforms, But also, and what they're talking about is trying to make sure that your opinion doesn't get in the way of what the team's trying to accomplish. And then everybody's coming back asking the whole team about those opinions as opposed to asking them about what'll be happening on the basketball court or on the football field. So sometimes it does get too far. When you go into those dicey places, and I'm telling you, this is why I don't care what anybody says. I don't talk politics. I don't do it. Because you start doing it, and sooner or later, it's going to tear something apart. Even on your team, with your teammates, it's going to tear something apart. So yeah, you have to be careful. Words are real, and words hurt. You remember that was on Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. And it can destroy a team. So yeah, you have to be cognizant of it.
What's the question again?
Yeah. So how do you feel about athletes voicing their opinions off the court if that's really how they feel? Because the organization told them, like, hey, maybe don't talk about that.
I think the bigger your brand is, the more damaging the statements you say can be taken. I think when people are not really checking for you, then you can go and say anything because you're not on a radar like that. But when you have these big corporate sponsors, big deals, you're on TV for telephones and Hallmark and just all kind of mainstream brands, then you definitely got to watch what you're saying. And I think because one thing you say could just ruin everything. So you definitely got to watch out for that, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Mace on that situation. And that's why I think this shit isn't even news. The Nets won 2 games this season. They 2-12. Gives a fuck. Talk about the hoes. Talk about games. It's not going to change the outcome. That's the type of shit that the front office and ownership would be like, yo, this is why we not winning. That ain't why y'all niggas ain't winning. Y'all ain't winning because y'all ain't shit. So they looking for reasons to be like, well, shit like this could be damaging to... No, nobody cares about the Nets, my nigga. The Nets, and I'm not being disrespectful because they know it was injuries, it was COVID, it was a lot of COVID, there was a lot of shit going on. You had Kyrie on the Nets, you had KD on the Nets, you had James Harden on the Nets. You had some decent players on the Nets as a franchise is not a good franchise, yo. They haven't been in a long time since Jason Kidd and Kerry Kittles and all these niggas play, and they didn't win. There's better in Jersey. Should have stayed in Jersey. This is shit they use for an excuse to be like, but this is why we 2-12. I would tell niggas, they cut my check, so I would agree with them, but in my brain, I would have been like, don't try and blame me because we 2-12. No, it's not my fault. You know what I'm supposed to do.
That is that. I would love to just discuss one of the comments that he made because I'm curious on you guys' opinion before we move on to our last topic. So one of them he said is, everybody has different vices. Everybody has different things that they struggle with. That can go with people who struggle from alcohol, people that struggle with drugs. You know, for example, my brother struggled with gambling. If you guys remember the John Tate Porter case that had happened. He said, my vices always come in the form of women. So after hearing what he had to say, and Mike, gonna let you go first, do you think that that's like, I guess you would say, the top problem with most people in the entertainment space and athletes?
Excuse me, I can't hear you. I must have lost you. Hello. No, I'm just messing around, Stan.
You got me. That's why you got them acting skills.
I was trying to avoid that question, is what I was trying to say. To be honest with you, I'm just joking, but listen. Yeah. That has a lot to do with a lot of it, and let's look at how it goes too, because we look at athletes and everything, okay, like gladiators, and you're making you're making money, everything. You got, you're in shape, so yeah, you're going to get more opportunities, and yeah. So if you're saying, do you think that's the number one issue or the number one concern? I don't necessarily call women a vice, that you got to go up against. I could affirm that. I could say that. Yes, I believe that women would be one.
Killa?
I don't understand the question, or not the question. I don't understand the statement. Could you read it? I understand you said. Read it one more time, just so I'm clear on his statement.
He said, so everybody has different vices. Everybody has different things that they struggle with. That can go with people who struggle from alcohol, people that struggle with drugs. For example, my brother struggled with gambling. My vice has always come in the form of women.
What does he mean by advice comes in the form of women?
His vice.
Vices.
One of his vices. Oh, I thought you said advice. One of his vices. I understand I just misunderstood how Stat said it. Right. One of his vices is in the form of women.
Right.
You can't control your hoes. That ain't our problem. Listen, man. These niggas everybody got motherfucking vices with women. Like, yo, my nigga, what are you talking about? You ain't Chris Brown, nigga. Yo, nigga, act like you ain't no sex symbol, nigga. You a light-skinned nigga with money. And if you letting them niggas them bitches take advantage of you, that's on you. What the fuck you mean your vices? That's the nigga writing your staff up. Don't get me wrong, this the nigga who's paying his ex-girl rent when he wasn't with us, some shit like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that nigga was wildin'. He was wildin'.
What he trying to say is he be tricking. That's what he's saying. He be like, yo, man, I gotta stop tricking. That's all this. That's just a translation of what he said. Yo, I be spending too much money on these hoes, man. I gotta stop. That's what I get from it. Hey, man, if you got it to spend, some people say it ain't tricking if you got it. Have fun, nigga. Make sure you got something when it's all over. That's all I can tell them, nigga.
Not even mad at that. I mean, it's valid. I just feel like when we talk about these conversations, a lot of these, I don't want to say like this is the problem, but like this is kind of what it always stirs back to. So I'm just like, is anybody getting some help? Is anybody getting some advice? I know it's life and we got to go through the journey of life and figure things out, but damn, like, I don't know. People out here struggling.
All you got to do is come to me for advice for shit like that. Hey, yo, Cam, I'm having a problem with these hoes. What's the problem? I got an answer for all that, nigga. I tell you exactly what to do, man. Ain't no problem. I tell you how to fix that shit quick, fast, and in a hurry, man. Niggas be inventing their own problems. That's what I think. Sometimes, yo, I can't like murder. And I know you're not in this world anymore. And I know, Mike, you want to stay away from this topic. But I'm just asking, right? When you hear a statement like this, and it's Michael Porter Jr., and he be like, my vice, one of my vices is the women in the form of women. What do you get out of that from when he says that?
Yeah, does that make it easier? You're going to have more problems now that you said that publicly. They're like, word, he makes $72 million. He got a vice for women. He gonna be at the club tonight.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this. You got to think about your stat real quick.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I'll check that.
He's probably about 27, 28?
27.
Okay, murder. What would a 21-year-old murder have told the nigga?
I don't know where they got that. It ain't tricking if you got it from. What happened to getting it on the arm? I didn't know you had to do all of this. I was just trained different. I had different role models, man.
Very different. Yeah. Right.
Iceberg, you know what I'm saying? Dolomite, Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Bishop Don Juan.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That's what maybe that's how I'll start rephrasing my questions to you, man. I need the answer from a 21-year-old man.
Vice. Vice.
Yeah, Vice. Miami Vice, man. That's the only Vice we know, man.
Oh, shit, yeah. I think I gotta start rephrasing some of these questions from a younger mate's perspective, man.
Yeah, that's how y'all get the answers.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is good luck to him because I don't know at this point. And then,
yeah, you just can't lead with your pocket, man. Your mother's supposed to tell you that, you know, and your father. Not saying he don't have good parents, but you know, somebody's supposed to tell you you can't lead with your pocket.
Yeah, but that's why. Go ahead, Cam.
Sorry, and then, you know, as much as we say shit about this particular situation, what I'm about to say, this is the example, pardon me, examples just like this is the reason why Jayden Daniels' mother is holding his hand everywhere he fucking go. For shit just like this. And this will be a new example and be like, this is exactly why I'm up my son's ass for a nigga who keep tricking on these bitches and got vices. My son won't have a female vice. That's what he won't have. More ammo for her. Go, Mominger.
Go, Mama Daniels. Shout out, Mama Daniels. No, last thing I want to say before we wrap, I just think, like, I love these questions too, because I think a lot of people have these questions, but probably feel like, oh, people can't relate or like this situation. But it's like, I know you guys have, you know, been through things in your life. You guys can give a special perspective and then honest advice too, because a lot of people have people in their corner just telling them what they want to hear, but y'all keep it straight up. And I think that that's more of what people need. So that's why I like these discussions and conversations, in addition to the takes too, because it's like, this is real life and this is what people are going to. And a lot of people, as you can see, don't know what to do or don't know how to handle it. And this is why, I mean, when I say this is not disrespect to him, but he's going on these podcasts and talking about it because he's like, dang, this is what I'm going through. Whole time you're like, this is fixable. We have a solution. This is that consultation y'all be talking about throughout the year when we talk about these things, because there is a solution to it all. So like I said, shout out to him. Hope he figures it out, because already the Nets are not even in a good boat right now to begin with anyways. So hopefully they figure it out.
Listen, man, if I'm the parents, I'm highly disappointed. And one son can't stop gambling, one son can't stop tricking. What did we do wrong?
Hey man, same man. I don't know about that one, but that is.
You don't know. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, man.
Niggas keep trying to discredit my facts. The nigga might be.
Go ahead, Killa.
Sorry, Mason. His brother might be going to jail.
Yeah.
He ain't even played no games in the NBA. Started gambling his first day on the job. He might be going to jail. And now this nigga's talking about tricking. What you mean you don't know about it? See, niggas get mad at me because I just be repeating what I heard. Yeah. And then when I say it in a real way that niggas can understand it, I don't know about that. Yes, you do. You know about it, Stat. You told me about it. That's why I'm giving you my opinion. Go ahead, Murder.
Yeah, he could be investing his money into his body like LeBron instead of investing it into women. And the guy could be taking a risk on getting a steal instead of taking a risk on gambling. It's just focus.
Focus and what you decide to focus.
Yeah, you could take that same energy and that same passion and redirect it and end up a great. Instead of spending your money on chicks, spend your money on your body like LeBron. Instead of going for a gamble on a table, go for the gamble on a steal. Maybe you'll be a better defender and you'll still be in the league. Just focus.
And then not only that, Murder, that's a great point. Maybe you would still be in Denver and maybe they would still have another championship besides the one you had. More bitches probably flocked on you after the championship. Shit got quiet after that. You know how that shit go. Chicks like to be around winners, man. Denver like, nah, we ain't. What you mean you need extra tickets for your main joint, your side joint, your other joint? Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, he's right, but you're right. You got to focus on the money. You always have honey. If you focus always on the honey, lose the money, that honey you got gonna leave. You see what I'm saying? So,
there you go, Stat. You got every generation of advice. If you focus on the money,
they gonna bring the honey.
You
always had a honey.
Can't argue with that. That was a great conversation, y'all. But that is all the time that we have for today. Mike, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's always great seeing you guys, man. I can't wait to talk to you guys Sunday night. There's a lot of things that we will be determining by Sunday night. And Mace, I can't wait for that Colts and Chiefs game. I'm just letting you know. I can't wait for that game, Mace.
Mike, you like it. I love it, Mike. Mike, this is where we turn into the Chiefs, Mike.
Oh, okay. That's what I hope.
You like that energy? Pause.
Yeah, I hope that's true because y'all been trying to turn into the Chiefs for a while now, and boy, I'm just looking. You know what I'm saying? I hope
Listen to the good old cowboy. Listen to the good old cowboy. If that ain't the pot calling it the kettle, I don't know what is. Look at that good old cowboy. Ain't win in the last 2 decades. My goodness. 2 decades of hope. That's what it looked like, Killa, right there.
You can't go into the 3 decades, bro. All I know is right where we are right now. If the playoffs started today, we all gonna be home. We all gonna be home. So you too. Them Chiefs right with them Cowboys. So you can't be talking about them Cowboys. So we're gonna be right here home. That's all I'm saying.
Misery love company, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's that misery, Killa. That's that misery. You see it all on them.
Yeah. All right now. You can make sure I'm miserable Sunday night by myself. And I ain't got no company. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys. I appreciate it, man. Love y'all, man. Love y'all.
I love y'all too. Be good.
Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.